Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in episode 3 of the Realtalk TO show. Thank you for everyone that's been watching. For those that are new here, we have many different exciting segments. We start with the news, we talk about the latest things that have been going around the world. Then we head into the market pulse, talk about the top 5 gains, top 5 losses, seeing how things have changed in the market in the past year. Then we talk about deals of the week, latest listings that we have. And then we head outside and talk with the public and see what they think. Lastly, we'll end off with your questions and address any of them. So let's get on with the show. So there's a lot of news that have come out in the past year on a daily basis, and around the same time last year actually, we got news of the tariffs. And that took a big hit, not really a hit, but it took a big part in stabilizing the market. Now with the latest news of the conflicts with the US and the Middle East and all these conflicts that are going on, how do you see it impacting and relating to the tariffs? How do you see it impacting the market today?
It's a good question. Last year, I think roughly around this time when the tariffs were announced, right? Trump announced the tariffs around mid of March, and that had a direct effect on us. So now with the things are shifting, the global impact now with the war going on in Iran and in the Middle East, now with the war going on in the Middle East, that has, and even though it's indirect, it's also, there are other things that are other variables that are directly connected to us as Canadians living here in this country. The gas and the petrol prices and the commodity stocks, all those things are related. The prices may go up and down. We see the gas stations hitting, I think roughly, what was it like now, 180, 170, 175, something like that. Yeah, so it's just going up 8-10 cents every day. And from the look of it, like the war doesn't seem to go anywhere. It's probably continue for a longer time till they come up with some sort of solution. So in short, I would say like the tariffs, I mean, a threat is in the past because now the U.S. needs us more, even though they have the gas supplies coming from Venezuela. So even if the gas supply from the Middle East cut down, so they have their supply. I think that's what they probably had that planned out
beforehand.
Yeah, so that they have the oil supply, and then even if there's any threat from coming from the Middle East, then they have uninterrupted gas supply. One thing is, even though it's the global conflicts are not directly connected to us, this far there in the Middle East, but we are here. But everyone has some relative, everyone has some sort of connection, or most of the people have some sort of connections. This is a country of immigrants. So we have for the people who are coming, either the immigrants or people who are migrating from there. So they have their family, they have their relatives, or they have some sort of connections. They would subconsciously, they would be connected. They would have, even if they're not, then there would be fear of, this is not a world war, but it is a world war because if it's between one country on one side and few countries on the other side, still the global conflict will have some sort of subconscious effect on the people that they would be, okay, there's a war going on. We should be more careful with our expenses. So this time of the year, you would normally see like a lot more properties in the market, right, where you would see a lot more activity, even though because of the interest rate hike and then
I believe they're gonna increase it.
The rates are going up, but the Bank of Canada rates are still there. But the bonds and all that would have direct effect on the mortgage prices, on the mortgage rates as well. But from what I see, because the mortgage rates that were up for renewal, those mortgages are coming up for renewal now. So those buyers are panicking. But anybody in the short term, they may be getting a higher rate. Definitely, unless this war ends and the rates would fall, not the Bank of Canada rates, but bank would give some concessions on that side. But a lot of buyers are very confused, and because of that reason, there are less buyers in the market. It's not that market is slow; it's like dead, but it's the buyers are very cautious. People are looking at deals, like any property that you would see, like looking at 5 to 10% at least that what they are. Unless it all depends what the listing price is, because what listing price really doesn't make any sense anytime. It all depends what the buyer is willing to pay, which is the same thing now. So whatever the offers the homeowners are getting, if that's what's closer to what they're looking for, then it sells. If not, then you can see like a lot of properties that are being terminated, and they'll probably relist somewhere around summertime as well.
Right. Yeah, because given summertime, it's always more activity.
Yeah, the more activity. But this is the time because what we see like traditionally, June 30th is the day when you have the highest closing of the year. Like most people move out when you see the spike, like every year, like you have during springtime, the activity goes up. So March, April, May, you will see like really hot, like a lot of activity between March and April. So this month and next, this is March and then almost end of March and then you have April. So these are the months that you should have. Ideally, the market should see a lot of activity. Right. Because those properties that are sold now would be closing end of June. And then July, August, you have holidays, people travel, family, you have family plans. But now with the war going on, there not be like too many travel plans. But again, there would still be plans because kids are changing schools, universities, a lot of other things that are variable and then they're connected to home ownership. So you would see a lot of activity in that sense, but which we do not see right now, like that spike of sales. So we would see the things picking up, but right now I would say it's more like as the forecast was done by the Toronto Real Estate Board, this year is going to be stable. But with the new addition of the war, all the forecasts is probably washed out. Probably have to come up with some more numbers. See which is what's more realistic.
Yeah. So jumping off somewhat of that, with these headlines, do you think that buyers or even sellers sometimes, do you think that they're overreacting or is it like justified?
I would say it's directly related because buyers and sellers are human beings. They look at the headlines and they'll say that will affect them. It's more real risk and emotional reaction, and that's what you would see. So I would definitely see the buyers and sellers reacting to this war, reacting to this threat to the market, and that would substantially decrease the volume of activity. Our heart goes out to the families that are directly affected to this, all the innocent families that are lost. And this shouldn't have happened, but we can just pray and then hope that the war would stop and there would be more peace, justice, and prosperity.
Welcome to the February 2026 market update. Today we're breaking down the top 5 gains and top 5 losses in median home prices across the GTA and surrounding areas, giving you a clear snapshot of where the market is moving. Let's start with the markets that saw the biggest gains. Leading the pack is Skugog, where the median home price jumped 17%. Rising from $821,000 to $958,000. Next is Georgina, moving up 11%, from $730,000 to $813,000, followed by Aurora, which climbed 9%, from $1,071,000 to $1,166,000. Uxbridge saw a healthy increase of 4%, going from $1,137,000 to $1,187,000, and finally Milton had a modest gain of just over 0.5%. Rising from $930,000 to $935,000. These areas are clearly showing strong buyer interest, especially in the markets outside of the core GTA. On the other hand, some markets saw notable declines. Caledon leads the top 5 losses, dropping nearly 20%, from $1,125,000 to $905,000. Followed by Newmarket, down 19%, from $1,118,000 to $906,000. Markham and Vaughan saw double-digit declines, falling 14%, and 12%, from $1,219,000 to $1,053,000, and $1,244,000 to $1,100,000. Respectively, rounding out the top 5 losses is Ajax, down 12%, from $944,000 to $835,000. These changes suggest some cooling in traditionally high-demand areas, giving buyers a bit more room to negotiate. That's your February market snapshot. Back inside now to continue the rest of the show. So we're out here in Two Good Pond in Unionville, Markham, and we're gonna ask people what questions that we normally ask, but in a different neighborhood. But yeah, we're in a beautiful neighborhood of Unionville. Okay, so what's one thing that you love about living in Markham?
It's pretty safe, peaceful, and it's clean, nice neighborhood.
And do you rent or do you own here?
Rent. I rent, yeah.
And do you find that's an affordable amount?
It's affordable, yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that say, you know, Markham's an expensive place. What do you have to say about that?
No, it's a pretty reasonable price place for, especially for what you get, good infrastructure. So
Right.
I like Markham, yeah, for that.
And how long have you been living here for?
Almost 5 years.
Where are you coming from?
I'm originally from Sri Lanka, but I moved from Dubai.
Okay, nice.
So
Yeah, I have an uncle that lives in Dubai, so it's nice. How do you feel like it compared to Dubai? Do you see Markham's better, or where do you live in Dubai, by the way?
it's different. I lived in an area called the Marina in Dubai, but it's different. I mean, you can't really compare it. You've got, good infrastructure here, you've got a good infrastructure there. It's
Right.
different.
Which one do you prefer?
prefer the food over there.
But people say like Markham, like not Markham specifically, but GTA has like every single type of food. Do you still think Dubai is better?
Oh yeah. There are much with regards to choice because there are more what do you call different nationalities over there. So yeah, they've got a bigger choice over there.
Okay. And I mean, go back to what we talked about before. Do you think, like, talk about like the prices of home? Do you think you would ever, hopefully in the future, own a home?
No, I don't want to. Not the way the prices are. And the cost of living is going up. So no.
You don't want to live in GTA anywhere here?
I don't mind the GTA. I mean, I like the GTA, but to buy, I wouldn't. Not at my age, anyway.
Fair enough. I mean, it all depends on your goals and everything. If you want to, or whether you're not. But thank you so much for your time. So, what's one thing you love about living in Markham?
The paths. I come out walking around here every day when the weather's nice.
Yeah, I mean it's getting nice now, especially with spring.
Yeah, the snow melted.
Yeah.
Finally.
It's perfect now. So do you rent or do you own?
I live with family, so neither.
Yeah, fair enough. And do you feel like, a lot of people talk about, Markham's expensive. What do you think about that?
I agree. I know for a fact there's no homes here under 1 million, which is why I cannot afford to move out.
Totally fair. And do you see, hopefully in the future, possibly getting a place?
I would like to.
Like you have plans, but, given the market conditions...
I don't have any immediate plans. It's just not in the cards for me right now, financially.
Fair enough. So what's one thing you would, hopefully in the future, you would hope that would, be able to, get a home?
Yeah, I would like to, but the prices would definitely have to come down, and I would need to make more money first.
Hopefully in the near future, praying for you. And what's one thing you would improve about, Markham? Or not the negative thing, but like, something that you would improve?
The traffic, especially Highway 7, during morning and afternoon rush hour, it takes 10 minutes to go from one major intersection to the next.
Right.
And I think it's because they keep lowering the speed limit. Like, I get it, there's more cars on the road, but that creates more traffic.
And adding more lights.
Yeah, I think that kind of creates more backlog as well when the lights are too close together, because constantly stop, go, and you're wasting gas. But I don't know how they would tackle that solution when you have, like when we moved here almost 40 years ago, it was less than half the population of what it is now. So we've seen a lot of changes over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, oh wow, you were living here for 40 years?
Since 87.
Oh wow. And did you live somewhere else, or were you born here?
Well, yeah, I was born in Toronto, and we were in Scarborough before we came up to Unionville in 87.
How do you like Scarborough? I mean, Scarborough's not too far from here.
1.5, so I don't really have any recollection.
Fair enough. Yeah, but like, I mean, they're all close by, so we all go there.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a
And
good
take
one.
care. Yeah, you as well.
Our first deal is in prime Pap Village. This mixed-use commercial property offers excellent visibility, steady foot traffic, and TTC service at the doorstep. Just a short commute to downtown Toronto. The 1,000 square feet open concept main floor suits professional offices or service-based businesses, ideal for end users or strong commercial tenants. Upstairs, a renovated 3-bedroom apartment with a private entrance provides rental income potential or a live work setup. With versatile spaces and future growth opportunities, this property is a rare chance to secure a value-rich asset in a thriving, high-demand neighbourhood. And here is a versatile renovated office space ideal for legal, real estate, medical, dental and financial services. The flexible layout also suits consultants, business advisors, immigration services, notaries and health professionals like physiotherapists, chiropractors and mental health providers. It's perfect for property management, architects, designers or client-focused businesses like tutoring or recruitment. The adaptable design supports co-working or shared offices, conveniently located with access to highways 401 and 400. Ample parking and just a short commute to downtown Toronto. Step into a home that offers the perfect blend of comfort and space. The main level features hardwood floors, modern light fixtures, and a bright layout with a spacious great room flowing into a kitchen with stainless steel appliances, a large island, and a cozy breakfast area. You'll find 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, including a private primary ensuite. The fully finished basement apartment with its own separate entrance includes 2 bedrooms, a full washroom and a kitchen, ideal for extended family living. Enjoy a large backyard and a prime location close to highways 412, 401 and 407, as well as schools, parks, shopping and more.
So now let's head into the questions you guys had from the last episode. So the first question we got was, what are the best ROI updates that you can do when selling your home?
Okay, that's a great question. I get this question all the time from sellers, and today I'll just touch up 3 points. 3 return on investments where the sellers would be getting the top value of what they're spending. And also what that means is that the property will be selling faster as well and for top dollars. So first thing is touching up the kitchen, and a kitchen which is updated, kitchen which looks clean and inviting, that's what would be getting top marks. So what they need to do is, they don't really have to change the whole kitchen. What they need to do is touch up, do the paints, change the hardware, maybe add a backsplash. If they don't have the proper paint, the wooden cabinets and all that, they can get a fresh coat of paint on. That would really make the kitchen shine. So that's the first one. Second one is the bathrooms. Bathrooms are also the most sought after in terms of what the buyers are looking at in terms of value. So what they need to do is maybe again change the fixtures, maybe if there's any tiles that needs to be fixed, the grout, that a lot of times the grouts are very moldy and all that. So
dirty.
They need to add paint.
It looks ugly, yeah.
Yeah, so it just needs to make it look newer, add maybe new grout, maybe clean the paint, clean the tiles, change the hardware, maybe you can just add a vanity that doesn't cost too much money. Light fixtures would add really a new vibe to the kitchen as well. Get some modern lighting. Light fixtures would add that as well. So that's for the bathroom. And the third and really important and cheap upgrade is paint. Thorough paint throughout the house would really add, especially a neutral color.
Right.
You don't want to have really bright and extreme colors. Just get neutral colors which will be adapted by any buyer. So neutral colors, fresh look, changing the trims and all that, like painting the trims of the entire house. That would really make the house shine. If these 3 things the sellers can do, they would really get a good value out of the house.
What do you think about light fixtures? Because sometimes...
Yeah, the light fixtures is also definitely a good upgrade. But again, the focus would be first the kitchen, second the bathrooms, and then third is basically the paint job for the entire house. Light fixtures definitely would be added, but there are other things as well. Like curb appeal as well. Right. Sorry, if it's like a springtime now, like what we are looking in the GTA, like the homeowners have to really pay attention to the curb appeal, because most of the buyers would be standing out in front of the house. They have made most of their decision is already done out there. Right. So you have to make sure that it's nice and clean, it's fresh. Maybe have some really nice flowers, plants on outside that would make the house shine. So the curb appeal is definitely important, especially when we are going on to the spring market.
It's like they say, first impression lasts. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah, you got it. First impression is the best impression. So you want to hit the right notes and then get these things don't really need that much money if somebody's really short on cash, which is what most of the people are these days. So the best thing is using the money wisely, and this is where the homeowners can get good value.
And it would vary case to case. Like sometimes there are other places that have priorities. If you have a really old light, for example, very old, some cases it'll work, some cases it won't. Maybe we'll include that, maybe we'll not.
You mean like light fixtures, you mean?
No, like what I'm saying, not just light fixtures, but just in general. There's some cases where there are priorities, like, for example, the kitchen is nice and it's amazing, but the paints are like completely destroyed everywhere, the walls are destroyed. So there's like priorities, case-to-case basis.
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
But I guess,
you just have to look at things like which needs more attention first, and then how much budget they have for the upgrades. These are the things, especially the paint job. If they don't have it, I would prefer the homeowners, if they borrow or something like that, buy on credit or something, but because that's something which will get really a lot of value out of those upgrades. If they don't do that, their property would be selling for less value. Definitely. This is something
because you're comparing against other properties that are fixed.
Yeah, and professionally cleaning. I've seen some of the properties that we see that they are not even professionally cleaned. This is the basic things, like $400-500, you get the entire house professionally cleaned, depending on the size, of course. But that's also.
Now, the next question was a little bit more of a personal question, and it's, which city is your favorite city in the GTA?
Okay, I have to be biased. I live in Markham, so I have to say Markham first. But again, if I look at it first, I would say like Toronto, because that's the biggest city. The show is about Toronto, but we live in the suburbs. I would pick Toronto because you have everything in Toronto. You look at commercial, you look at residential. If you're looking at as a tourist, as a visitor, anything you are looking for, you have the beach, you have really nice,
tower.
and then the food market. You have the food cuisine from all over the world.
Yeah,
like
that's
people I get compliments from. You probably have that as well. Right?
100%,
People from
100%.
outside, like when the tourists who come from outside country, even from the U.S. or from the Middle East or from other countries, they always compliment the food which we have here. So we find anything. So Toronto is probably the best city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
the most
would say.
diverse.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's got everything.
Yeah.
Attractions.
And then even for investments, like if somebody he wants to live here, it's probably cheapest in terms of taxes. There's extra land transfer tax which people pay, but in general the facilities are more.
Right.
There is a lot more traffic on the downside, but again it's more closer to all the major attractions.
And when people think of Toronto, they just think of downtown Toronto. So I just
Yeah.
want to clarify that Toronto as a whole, not just downtown core. The
Exactly,
central,
yeah.
east, west. There's different parts of
Exactly,
Toronto.
yeah.
It's bigger than.
There are a lot of things to explore. Maybe we should cover that in some time.
That's a good point.
Show,
That's
like,
a good.
yeah,
That'd be a good idea.
what are the different places where people can do and visit when we are visiting, when people are visiting to Toronto. They
Yeah,
can-
I mean, because Toronto's bigger than just downtown. Yeah, because you're talking
Definitely.
about traffic, right? I'm just thinking about the Gardiner Express.
Yeah.
And
And the LRT, I don't know when that's going to be
oh my
functional.
God, that's.
But
that's
hopefully
an
in my
interesting one.
lifetime. But it's
No, it's running now.
is it running?
It's running now, yeah,
Okay.
but it's apparently very slow. Like it's not really good.
Oh,
Our subway system is somewhat okay because I went to New York actually,
yeah.
and their subway system is significantly better. So if we can adopt something like that, it would
How's
be.
the cost compared to?
They run in American dollars, so it was like it was
Okay,
about. I'd say if anything, theirs is a little bit more for the exchange because of the exchange.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's like their whole like system. It's like it connects everywhere, right? For us, it's just line 1, line 2. I think they removed. No, line 3. I think they removed. One of them they removed, and the rest is just buses.
So now Mamdani wants to make it like free, so I don't know.
Yeah, and the Mamdani wants to make it free too, so that'd be better. But Toronto's still better. Toronto's still better.
Always. Always the best city.
Best city,
Yeah.
better than New York. Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No comparison to any city in the US, but this is the best.
So that's all for the questions. Thank you guys for leaving your comments. We love to hear your comments that you guys had. And if you guys have any other questions, you guys can feel free to leave it in the comment below. Or you guys can message us directly, and if it can benefit other people, we would love to bring it on the show. Or if it's personal, and we can also talk about it because we're all family here.
I don't know what that means.
But that's all for the show.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.